teaching is the demonstration. So here, as you can see on the pictures, this one is science, and this mathematics, where we have to use certain things or materials to foster understanding as well. Activity-based method is also used in class, where pupils are allowed to perform it themselves. Field trips are not left out, so I embark on field trips with the pupils in order for them to get a first-hand knowledge on whatever that we are going to do in the class. And then BDC result analysis for 2018, 19, and 20. As you can see on the chart, the number of candidates, the grades, and then the percentage passed. And this is the bar chart to represent the results. A student of mine received the Presidential Award in 2017. That is Mr. Adoyao Diabene. I mentored him all the way from primary school to GHS, and then at the end of the BEC, he obtained 9 awards, and so he was invited to pick an award, and I had the privilege to also accompany him for that particular event. And then 2 students of mine awarded in placing first in the regional STMI Maths and Science Quiz in Gofroidia. And here 2 students of mine again awarded certificate for placing first in the Municipal Maths and Science Quiz in Sumo. And this we were given projector, which is making good use of in the school. And then we have the school placed 4th in the Junior Challenge. It's quite recently we had this program GH for STEM, which was showcased on GOP TV, TV3, GTP, and some of the TV stations. And across the country, we were 100 schools, and our school placed 4th. What we did was we were able to use salt solution to generate electricity to power a bulb. So we thought it wise that we were in this particular era where we were experiencing doomsday or the power outage. So how can the people that are students in the rural area or even the urban center or sector to learn without this light? And so we made this, and I tell you, it was fruitful. So when we were able to come up with that project, I was honored as 100 top teacher across the country for the GH for STEM. So they came down to our school to present to me the certificate as a distinguished educator for STEM education. So other achievement as a teacher, I have also presented computers, photocopier, and some stationery to the school. And again, to give the school the beautification, what I did was I fully funded a school crest monument for the school. And here, I also donated aprons and scarves to the school feeding program kitchen staff, as well as the canteen vendors in the school. And here is Abigail Dufie. At this particular juncture, I would say that I have achieved the aim of encouraging people to pursue science to the highest level. So we have Amon Ej Dufie Abigail, now at Bamiloma University of Science and Technology, reading science. Okay, so moving on citation, and that's all these are citations. So to develop the pupils globally, what I've done is we usually embark on excursions, and then again here, the pupils are allowed to go through with this election to elect their prefects. And here I involve myself in the extracurricular. And then 2 students of mine, I would say that, who have relocated to the States are really excelling marvelously. So here, workshops organized, computerized school selection placement system, and choosing of program at the senior high school workshop for parents and pupils of the school that I teach. So this was the project I was talking about for the GH was there. So we were invited to TV3 to also perform it for people out there to also know the relevance. So in the community, I led in the clearance of refuse too close to the school. So this is our school building, and as you can see, the school was engulfed with the field. So I led the people and other people in the community to clear, and now if we should go to the school, you are going to see in the particular order. I also serve as panelist on most of educational programs on radio. And so harnessing their talents in children through these shows has been one of my priorities. So we move from places to places to harness the talent of children, and also to help them. And again, this was the donation that I made to the school. In the church community as well, I serve as a steward, and I am also the secretary of the Methodist Youth Fellowship. I am also the vice chairman of the lay movementers. In the school, I sponsor certain programs like quizzes with medals, and then some other stationery to make the program effective. So it is my dream that in future I will set up a world resource science laboratory for basic school in my school or the community that we have around. And to support the assembly construct a resource community library with a lot of ICT tools. To raise funds to support the education office organizing now professional development training for teachers. Now it has come to a point that the teaching is not done only in classroom like a marker and a whiteboard or chalk and then the blackboard. You really have to also upgrade yourself a lot. But here is the case in my municipal, it is not done often. And so it is all due to inadequate funds. And so in future, what I'm supposed to do is to assist them get money so that we do that.